Hi, my name's Lindy. Welcome to the channel. My website is www.lindycowling.co.uk, email info@lindycowling.co.uk. And on this snowy, very cold day in the United Kingdom today, I'm going to record this video in answer to a question that I've been asked about 2 or 3 times again in the last few weeks, and if I'm asked the same question over and over again, that's often when I'll bring a video out on it. So the title of the video today is, and I'm looking down because it's unusual for me to write things down before I do a video, but very occasionally it happens and I've written this one down. So the video is called What to Do if your connection chooses to stay married, that's to someone else. What to do if your connection is choosing to stay married, wants to stay married to someone else. So I'll try to stop glancing slightly to the left here if I can, but this was one of the unusual ones where I wanted to write it down. So in answer to that question, which is an extremely common dynamic, and it's a story that I hear all over the world, and as you know, this is an experiential channel, and it always is based on my personal experience and professional experience. So in answer to the question, if you are in a connection with someone, whether that is any kind of connection, that you're in love with somebody, a soulmate, soul family, catalyst, twin flame, new relationship paradigm, old relationship paradigm, doesn't really matter. If you're in love with someone, connected with someone, and then they choose to stay married, basically you have a decision to make. And that decision is, can you cope with and can you manage a situation where you are on the perimeters of a connection's life? Can you cope with that as a human being? Mentally, physically, energetically, humanly? And secondly, do you want to? In reality, very few people actively choose, actively want, are fulfilled by being in any kind of triangle scenario. In fact, it is devastatingly painful, and it is not their first choice of situation. Can you have a quality of life and move forward while you're in that situation? Can you have a quality of life on your own or of your own in that situation? Can you accept that your connection, whatever they are, the connection that you're in love with, is in effect living a separate life, another life, an alternate life, a different life to you that you have no involvement with? Is it, this whole situation, in the truth of who you are, in the integrity of who you are? Can you cope with an awakening process connection where you have fallen in love with one another, being held and maintained in these circumstances? And again, do you want to? Is that enough for you? Is that what is best for you as a sovereign being? Is that your truth? Is that your reality? And where does the divinity in you come into that scenario? If your connection wanted to be with you, felt they could be with you, and were honestly choosing you as a choice, not as an option, then they would. If your connection wanted to be with you, if they felt they could be with you, or were choosing you as a choice, not an option, they would be. despite the multiple complications in human circumstances when these connections come into people's lives, the complications being vast differences in ages, races, religions, countries, culture. There are marriages, children, every scenario you can imagine, sexuality. Despite all of those complications there, despite all of those existing life complications, excuse me for looking down, as varied as they are they still using those complications, shall we say, as an excuse not to listen to the truth of their soul or their own authenticity? Are you choosing, by remaining in that triangle scenario, your health, your well-being, your life, your happiness, and your self-worth? Let's look at this another way. They were ready for an awakening connection because it happened. In fact, you were both ready for it because it happened. Whether it was activating as a twin flame consciousness, whether it was imprinting on the twin flame template, whether it was a catalyst awakening connection, a soulmate, soul family, old relationship playoff paradigms, new relationship paradigm, it happened, fact. So you were both ready and on a soul level calling for that because it happened. This awakening could not have happened in the present circumstances. So in the present relationships or in the present life or the present lifestyle, which is again why you guys happened, because it couldn't happen in the circumstances that were existing. Needed that catalyst effect, whatever the connection was or is. As a result of that, the marriage that the people or the person is in either rocks as a result of that, transforms as a result of that for the better, or the person or people involved that are in the marriage choose to lock down, pretend it didn't happen, turn away from their divinity and love, and not to go forward in the same capacity as an authentic soul, in other words, in denial of their own soul's calling. In a few cases, the time is not expired on the marriage, or the contract in the marriage is still live and active energy, and it hasn't quite finished. It hasn't finished. And sometimes the person that is married, or the people that are married, if they're in connection to someone else, then the energy with that someone else, their connection, hasn't quite aligned in order for a more concrete move to take place. I mean, in terms of them being more regularly in one another's lives, or perhaps in a marriage in one another's lives with each other, or partnership with one another, or living together, or working together. Perhaps energetically all those things haven't lined up. If your connection, the one that is married or in a partnership with someone else, has been involved with you in love, romance, intimacy, in word, in deed, in action, in energy, and is still involved with a husband or wife, so is involved with the two of you in two different ways, we could say two different levels in a way. What does this say about them as a person? your connection, what does it say that they are able to hold such a scenario in place? Are they genuinely being in integrity with them, with you, and with their husband or wife? What about their self-worth? And what does this say about the state of their marriage? If they can spend months, years, effectively cheating, and that's what it is in human terms, human words for it, no matter what we say energetically, cheating on the husband or wife and effectively cheating on you, because they're cheating on you with the husband and wife or wife, what does it say about the state of their energy, their marriage, their integrity, and their honesty? Whilst it is absolutely true you can love more than one person at once and in different ways, your heart knows and your soul knows, your gut knows where your truth lies. What does this say about the energy of the husband or wife that the connection is remaining with? Because on a soul level, they will know, even if they don't logically, physically know. And some of them do logically, physically know and turn a blind eye to it. But what does it say about their energy? That they collaborate knowingly or unknowingly in this scenario. Some of them hanging on codependently, some of them locking it down and turning away, some of them doing everything they can to manipulate, keeping things in place, some of them growing as a result of it. What does it say on a soul and human level about the husband or wife? So I'm going to go back to the original statement I just made. In answer to this question, what to do, what do you do when the person that you're connected with, or a person you're connected with, in whatever fashion, whatever name we want to give this, you're in love with one another, you have an energetic connection. This could have been going on for weeks, months, years of this scenario. What do you do when your connection is actively choosing someone else, choosing to be with someone else, choosing to be with that partner or that existing husband or wife, choosing to remain there whilst keeping you on the perimeters of their lives? So I'm going to go back to the original statement. You have a decision to make. You have a decision to make. Can you cope as a human being, no matter what the energetics of it are? Can you cope as a human being with loving someone that does not choose you? That does not love you enough to choose you. No matter the complications of the energetics, we know all of that inside out. Let's talk about this on a human level, because we are embodying these energies as human beings and we cannot miss out that part. Can you cope with loving someone that does not choose you, does not love you enough to choose you, and does not love themselves enough, value themselves enough to either step back from you, step back from the marriage, reevaluate things, does not love themselves enough to listen to their own truth and own soul? Are having the breadcrumbs from the picnic table enough for you to live on? Or do you feel you deserve the whole feast, either with your connection or with someone else? And if you feel you do deserve the whole feast, if you have enough self-worth and belief in yourself that you deserve that, and your connection is not able to or not willing to give you that, you have a decision to make. Because if you don't choose you, if you don't choose your quality of life, your self-worth, the value and belief in yourself, no one else will. And on that note, I will love you and leave you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting me as the channel in all the ways that you do. I know this is a hard-hitting video. It's a bit like tough love, really. I don't share anything on this video that I don't work with multiple people on or through, that I don't see professionally, and that I have not been through up close and personally. It's an experiential channel. And sometimes things have to be spelt out in a loving but firm way, tough love really, to enable people to have that wake-up call as to the actions that they are choosing to continue in through their own free will. Thanks for watching. Take care. See you again soon. Bye.